All right. Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Very exciting stuff. I hope you guys have had a good short week. Before we get into what we're going to do today, I have a couple of announcements. The first is an opportunity to join the Spanish Honor Society, or the Sociedad Honoraria Hispanica. The purpose of this society is to recognize high achievement in Spanish by students of secondary schools and to promote continuity of interest in Hispanic studies. You have to have a GPA of a 3.0 or higher. You have to have 3 semesters of Spanish with an honor average. You have to be able to attend meetings and be a sophomore, junior, or senior. Along with this application, you'll need to provide a copy of your unofficial transcript, what your grades are. There's also some requirements for community service with a minimum of 10 hours each semester. So it's a lot of requirements, but it looks amazing on a college resume to have this under your belt and to join this society. And so if you're interested, you can follow these bit.lys and these QR codes. They are also found at the front page of Longhorn Country. And in the same vein, we're also taking applications for the National Honor Society. So if you're a scholar with a cumulative GPA of at least 85, and you want to be part of an awesome community of learners, helpers, and generally radical people while also earning some sweet swag for graduation, not to mention that it looks really good on a resume, we want you. Apply for the WTW National Honor Society or NHS today. So both of these things look really, really good on a college acceptance resume and can go a long way in helping you achieve your goals and just having a good time while you do it. You can also find this flyer at the front page of Longhorn Country. All right, so what I really want to talk today about on this beautiful Friday in advisory is purpose statements. We made purpose statements as a class a few days ago in advisory. A purpose statement is exactly what it sounds like. It is the statement of the purpose that you have being in a certain group or being a part of something. In our example that we had last week, I had you write purpose statements as a class together about why we are here, why we're at school, why all this matters. And I got some really good responses, and here are a few of those. One class said, "Our purpose for being here is to learn, network, and prepare for our futures by working hard in academics and participating in athletics to ensure our success in the workforce as well as society." Very good. What are we here to do? Why is it going to help us in the future? That's a good purpose statement. I like the simplicity of this one: to make friends, develop connections, educate ourselves, and prepare for the future. We come to school to get an education, which will lead to more opportunities for an easier, more comfortable life. We also come to school to build character and become a better person. We think the purpose of school is to learn new things, give our lives meaning, and prepare for a better future. We are here because we want to learn and earn a high school diploma so that we can achieve success in life and create a stronger community. I like that about the community. I think that's very important to think about. And the last one that I'll share is the purpose of going to school is to have a successful life in the future and learn how to socialize in the outside world. We're here to make friends and connect with others by playing sports, joining clubs, and just being social to new people. Our goal is to improve ourselves every day. And I really like all of those. Thank you for everybody who submitted your purpose statements as a class. I really appreciate that. Now I want to think about purpose statements not just for a class or a group of people, but for us as individuals. We want to think about our personal purpose statements as well. What are the things that drive me as an individual? Why do I do what I do? What do I want to prepare for? What sort of things do I want out of my life? And these are the things that I want us to think about today. This is going to be on the next slide after you get done with the video. And for this activity, you can do it on a journal, on a piece of paper, something that you will keep yourself. Or if you want to keep up with it digitally and you have a phone or a computer with you, you can do it online by going to this bit.ly/WTW purpose. Or if you would like it in Espanol, bit.ly/WTW propósito. You can scan the QR codes as well. But you don't have to have the online version because I've recreated the questions on this slide, and so you can easily write them in a journal or on a piece of paper. First, I want us to brainstorm before we just get into writing our purpose statements. I want us to brainstorm about what we want out of life. So I want you to answer these 3 questions in written format. You don't have to share them. This is all personal. This is all for you. So think about these following questions. The first one is to describe your ideal day. Imagine you had 24 hours and unlimited resources. Include as many sides of you, your interests, and your passions as possible. So if you had an ideal day that was filled with all of the things that make you happy, that give you joy, things that you're interested in, what would that day look like? The second question is to imagine it is your 50th birthday, or maybe another milestone age, maybe 75 or something like that. Your friends, your family, your coworkers, and neighbors are all gathered for a party and are saying all the things that they appreciate about you. So you've lived a lot of life, you've gained all these friends and neighbors, and now they're saying nice things about you. My question is, what sorts of things do you want them to say about you? What impact do you want to leave on others? How do you want to be remembered? So we're getting out of our own head and we're thinking about what we want others to think about us. And then the third question, imagine that medical technology has advanced in a way that you can live to a healthy, happy 150 years old. You have all these years of wisdom to share, and you're sitting around with your children and your grandchildren and your great grandchildren. So you've got all this wisdom, you've lived 150 years of life. What do you think you're going to say to them that is most important about life? What do you think after all that time will ultimately be the most important thing about life? And it may seem silly to answer these questions, but if you answer them honestly, it is going to give you some sort of idea about what sort of life you want to live, and what sort of person you want to be, how you want to be perceived by others. And after you answer those questions, you go into the next slide, which is to review the answers to those first three questions. Think about what they say about you, your values, and what you want out of life. And try to combine all of that into a 1 to 3 sentence purpose statement for yourself that provides answers for the questions: who am I? What do I stand for? What do I do? And why do I do it? So it's going to be a single statement, maybe a few sentences, but it's a statement that describes you and what you want your purpose to be. And of course, this will change throughout your years of living, and that's a good thing. But I just want you to think about it and reflect on it right now. Once you write this statement, I want you to keep it somewhere safe where you can reread it from time to time. If it's on paper, keep it somewhere where you'll remember, maybe in a journal. If it is digitally, you can save it to your Google Drive and go back and look at it whenever you want. So that's what we're doing today on this Friday. We're taking some time, we're reflecting independently, and we're thinking to ourselves, what do we want our purpose to be? What is a purpose statement that reflects who we are and what we want out of life? That's all from me for today. I'll let you get to it. Be good to yourself and others, and I'll see you next week.